Welcome to Science, Rock and Life. I'm Bevan and this is...
Baxter, let's roll that intro. All right, welcome back. This is our episode 7.
Hmm.
Um, how's it going, Bevan? Typical question which we ask each other.
It is, and the typical answer of we're still in lockdown. I guess things have changed slightly, so New Zealand's moving away from like the full elimination of COVID to kind of just living with it to some extent.
Ah, yeah.
So today is also the day that's 1 month after I got my second COVID
Dose.
vaccination. Yeah. But some people are just starting to panic now and realizing, oh, geez, I guess I better get that vaccination after all. Um,
What's the percentage of people who are vaccinated?
it varies quite a lot. So there's a small little town near where I used to live, and that's got like the lowest of the whole country, which is about 30% or something, 35%. But some areas are up to like the high 80s.
Oh, really? Okay. What's the situation in Auckland? What's the percentage?
Yeah, it's somewhere mid 80s, I think, of the
Okay, well, that's pretty
eligible
good.
population. So that's not the total because they're only counting people
Ah,
who can get it. So because children under 12 can't get it yet, they're not included.
right.
So, but it's still like 80, whatever, 85% of the eligible population.
That's pretty good from age 12 onwards. That's 80% pretty good.
Mm.
Uh, in Canberra, we've just reached about 67% double vaccinated and 95% single vaccinated or
Mm.
90% single. Yeah. So it's pretty high, and it's just a matter of a few weeks where, the rest of the group is going to be double vaccinated as well.
Mm.
And our lockdown is about to finish on the 15th of this month. And New South Wales lockdown is coming to an end on 11th, which is on Monday. And they've already said they're gonna ease a lot of restrictions, and they said exactly what you guys are saying in New Zealand, living with the virus. And yeah, that is pretty much the case for everyone, and we will be too. So
Yep. Yep. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff to happen, whether or not there's some parts, some jobs that you have to be vaccinated for, and that sort of thing. All that sort of stuff still being worked out.
yeah. So I can see I'm looking at Bevan's screen, which is on to my left hand side. So if I'm glancing onto the left, that doesn't mean that I'm bored. I'm just looking at his screen. Uh, so I'm looking at your screen, and I can see you've got a haircut.
Oh, yep.
Did you go to a shop to get a haircut, or did you
Uh,
get your missus to give you a haircut?
I never go to the hairdressers. Yep. So my wife just cuts it. She's been doing it since we were like dating,
Oh, really?
boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
So for yeah, a really long time, nearly 20 years or so, I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
So she just gets the clippers and zooms through it. Yeah, it's really good.
wow, wow.
Doesn't cost any
Nice.
money. Well, I think we're
Yeah.
on like our second pair of clippers, upgraded to nice like cordless ones that have a lot more power as
Yeah.
well.
Do you know another way to save money when it comes to hair?
Hmm. Just don't cut it.
Exactly. Last time I had a haircut, which was a tiny little trim, I would say 2016, long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Like, when it's the hair length is about this much, it just grows really slowly.
Hmm.
And you know what? I even love split ends. Ha! Just like the New Zealand
The
band as
band,
well.
yeah.
I know. I actually, yeah, I'm a fan of that band. I think they just retired recently, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah.
Well, well, you just mentioned for 20 years, you and your missus have been together and married for a long time period as well. I know that since 2005. I think that's when you guys got married.
No. It was maybe it was like 2006, Yeah, pretty close.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah,
because I'm pretty sure I
yeah,
like handed in my PhD and got married and all that kind of stuff in
yeah.
the same year. Maybe it's 2007. I don't know, somewhere around like that. Yeah.
I thought it was actually 2000. Hey, it's your wedding. You would know it than I do. The
I
only reason I
should
remember
know.
is, yeah, exactly. I remember it because we were, well, obviously we used to work together, and I remember at that point you submitted your thesis and you were also kind of like celebrating your wedding. But,
Hmm.
anyways, myself and Ingrid, we've been together now for almost 1 year,
Hmm.
and so she gave me a little present, this Essential Bob Dylan vinyl record, and she gave me something else as well,
Cool.
Alice in Chains
Oh yeah.
CD.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting and cool about this story is that I recently subscribed to Apple Music. It's just a trial service. And I was asking her because Ingrid is a big fan of Bob Dylan,
Hmm.
and I kind of like, well, I knew about Bob Dylan obviously, but I wasn't really listening to any of his stuff. And when I heard some of these songs which Ingrid used to play, or she plays on her car when we're driving around, in her car, not on her car, um, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. And the other day, actually 2 days ago, um, I was saying to her like, um, hey, do you know what? Now that I've got Apple subscription, can you recommend me some good Bob Dylan albums that I could listen to? And she goes, and I said, well, I suppose he's got lots and lots of albums. And then I just cut her off and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to listen to like some essential Bob Dylan or something. And she started to crack up. And I was like, why are you cracking up? And then she goes, I'll tell you in a sec. She walks upstairs and brings down this. She goes, this is what I bought for you. And I was like, far out. So, very cool story.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So that was funny.
So how do you like it? The Essential Bob Dylan.
Love it.
Cool.
Oh, I love it. Like, yeah. There's one song which I really like and that's missing from here. It's called All Along the Watchtower.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's a song which Jimi Hendrix also did,
Yeah.
covered. And unfortunately, that's not here. It's a double vinyl LP, double vinyl record. Yeah, whatever. And that song is missing. So, but that's okay. Are you a fan of Bob Dylan?
Yeah. Not to the extent of like buying heaps of albums and stuff, but yeah, like some songs are definitely really cool.
Hmm. What's your favorite song?
Yeah, well, as you just mentioned along the Watchtower, but then, I think you get influenced by hearing those covers and then, it changes your perception of things.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think, what was that, one of those covers that we did in
knocking
the band?
knocking on Heaven's
Knocking
Door.
on Heaven's Door, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's a cool track.
yeah.
And I also like the times they're changing in Hurricane. Actually, Hurricane is not even on this thing. See, it's missing 10 tracks, and they could have actually added a third vinyl just to complete the entire collection, but they decided not to. Anyways, um, hey, you were going to talk to me about Whittaker's chocolate.
Oh, yeah, was I?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Whittaker's Chocolate is a good, chocolate brand of New Zealand, made here.
yes.
Yeah, and I just don't eat anything else now. Like once you have it, you just can't go back to like that Cadbury stuff, like or
Well,
even like just Easter egg kind of thing, because the Whittaker's chocolate is just like so smooth and like
hmm
creamy and tasty and everything.
I
When you
know.
go back and try like the cheaper chocolate, it's just like gritty and sugary, and I don't
Yep.
know, it's just horrible.
It's been like almost now 10 years since I've had Whittaker's chocolate, but I can still remember the taste. Right now when you're talking about it, I can actually feel that
Yeah,
chocolate
yeah,
melting in my mouth. Oh,
yeah.
yum! With chocolate and nuts. It could be cashew nuts or whatever, hazelnuts or whatever was inside it.
Yeah, that's what
Are
they.
you a big chocolate person? Sorry.
No, I wouldn't say I'm a huge chocolate fan. I mean, yeah, of course I eat it, but yeah, like
Well, you
I
showed
wouldn't
me like a
describe
whole
myself as.
bar. Yeah, you showed me like a whole bar last week, and it looks like that bar is gone.
That bar is gone. Yes, I can't show that evidence anymore. Yeah,
Well,
but they're kind of thin. Yeah, so they started off with like a peanut slab kind of thing, like a really thick
yeah,
slab. But yeah, now they
yeah.
do all sorts of different flavors, like Marlboro sea salt and something or other, or like all these different combinations, and then they
Hmm.
like work in, like that drink LMP. They went in with
Yeah.
LMP and like make an LMP flavored kind of chocolate and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
Boy, there's so many things that I have to try, which are new now when I visit New Zealand again.
Mm, mm.
Um, yeah. So, anything interesting happened to you this week?
Uh, no, still sort of in lockdown. Oh well, actually, I did get a new camera lens. So this is
Oh,
a 70 to 300
okay.
yeah, zoom
Zoom
lens,
lens. Yep.
Nikon.
Yep.
Nikon AFP 7300, 4.5 to 3.6. Yeah, it's one of the like low end ones. It's still about $300. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just like a focal length that I didn't have. Yeah,
What's the
and
focal length?
so this goes up to 300, but it's a
300, of course. Yeah, yeah,
DX format. So on a
yeah.
full frame camera, it's equivalent to about
Yeah.
450 mil
Oh,
focal
yeah,
length.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, pretty reasonable. So yeah, I took a few photos. I've seen some of just like birds in the garden and stuff like that, and it
Yes.
makes a huge
Nice.
difference. So this is my normal lens that I have on the camera. So it's like a really, really good
What's
lens.
that?
Uh,
Is
this
that
is a
25?
this is a 16 to 80. Let's see if we can get it to focus.
Yep.
16, um, yeah, to 80. But it's like a
Okay.
it's like a $2,000 lens, so it's just really,
Yeah.
really nice.
Wow. Wow.
So for
Now,
normal kind of stuff, it's
so,
great, but you just for birds and stuff that are far away, you just
yes.
need that longer reach. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have IBIS in your camera, or alternatively, also, do you have IBIS in your lenses?
Yeah, so yeah, Nikon puts their image stabilization in this class with not the mirrorless into the lenses. So both
Okay.
both of them have that. Um,
All right. Nice.
and then completely at the opposite side of the spectrum is this lens,
A
which
pancake?
almost, yeah. So
Almost.
this it's actually quite an old style. This is actually a film lens, which
Uh huh.
is a 24 millimeter, but oddly a 24 millimeter macro lens.
Oh.
So you can focus up real close, but it's a really wide angle.
Yep.
So for all those situations where you want to like focus on something, but also have like a wide angle background in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. And so your camera is an APS-C cropped sensor camera, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you will have like 1.6 times crop on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that sounds pretty cool. Do you do much macro photography?
Yeah. Lots.
Oh yeah,
Because yeah, I take
because you're
photos
on
of
my call.
fungi and stuff. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't actually have my real macro
The,
lenses here right now, but
yes.
yeah. So normally like 100 or 60 mil macro lens is really good for
Yes.
getting really good close pictures.
Yeah. And guys, Bibin is a mycologist, so that's why he takes photos of fungi. Um, the interesting thing is like the new iPhone 13
Mm.
has a macro lens in it, and not only for photography but for videography too. And it's mind blowing. I've seen videos on it, and all you do is just bring your phone as close as you can get to any object, and the detail it captures with that little lens, it's mind blowing. It's very impressive. you know. So it's amazing how far the technology has come now. Here people are actually buying these specialized macro lenses, and now we've got a phone in our pocket that we can just like pull out and start snapping, whether it's macro photography or whatnot. And of course, like the new iPhone also has a telephoto lens and a wide angle lens, so it's all built in. But saying that, nothing beats obviously using the actual lenses and the actual camera. The art which is part of using a camera, nothing can replace that.
Yeah, I think there's something, when you've got like something that big, it it takes in a lot of light. And yeah, there's something
Yes.
that, yeah, I don't know what they can do with cell phones, because you can't have, these massive pieces of glass on the back of it taking the light. So for some things like taking photos of stars and at night and stuff like
Yeah,
that without a flash,
for sure.
yeah, these all.
But like the uh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Gosh, you got what's the word for light in the camera? Help me out here, Bevin.
I don't know what you.
Just escapes me. Do you know how? All right, just escapes me. You got aperture, you've got your focal length, and what's the other bit,
Oh,
which is
ISO.
very critical? ISO.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
The ISO in iPhone
Mm,
is superb too now, because since last year's model, which was iPhone 12, people were able to do night photography.
mm.
So no matter how dark it is, uh, just the mechanism or whatever technology they're using inside it, you can actually do night photography as well. No matter, even if you're in a pitch dark area, it does that. So it has like a built-in ISO function and everything else now. So yeah,
Uh,
but I agree with you what you're saying.
do the pictures look good, or they just look a bit like
Oh
grainy?
yeah,
Okay.
uh, it's reasonably good.
Mm.
It's not super grainy. Um, yeah, because that's the whole idea. I mean, because otherwise it'll be super grainy. But no,
Mm.
it's just part of just the machine learning and just the technology they use,
Mm.
which enhances just the phones to be able to do just so much, pretty much everything what professional cameras can do. You know, and the new iPhone 13 can actually do this focus racking as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you can easily change the focus between your subjects. And they call this the cinematic mode. And just to be able to do that with the click of your finger on the screen, it's amazing. So photo racking, macro photography, dark photography, all included. You know, which is pretty cool. For somebody who cannot afford a lot of different things and who don't want to get into photography or stuff like that, and rather just want to be casual about things and yet be able to have the ability to be able to use all these features. Um,
Yeah, I
and
think
I
the
think,
size is a big advantage. You get this, and you have to have this in your bag as
yeah,
well, and other stuff, and
yeah,
strap and whatnot. And yeah.
yeah. But that's like, because we play guitars, and both you and I, and if we say like, hey, let's get GarageBand app on your phone, and then just like play
Oh,
guitar
yeah, yeah,
using
yeah.
that, that experience cannot be replaced. And it's a little bit of a poor example because the phones and the cameras, what they can do, sorry, the cameras and the lenses in the phones, what they can do, it's pretty mind-blowing actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, some of the photos I've got, yeah, some of my best ones are from the camera. Yeah, camera on my phone.
That's right. Um,
And I think that's the
Macro
thing because
photography.
you know, someone said, the best camera is the one you've got on you.
That's right. Absolutely. And when I started doing YouTube stuff, I was just using my iPhone camera, and I was just using the camera which was the back-facing camera because that allowed me to shoot in 4K. But the drawback was that I couldn't monitor,
Mm.
what I was looking at, and I've got this mirror in the back, and I used to be just able to just look in the mirror and to see if I'm in the frame. Focusing was pretty good because the autofocus in phones is just pretty spot on. But just to be able to frame yourself made a huge difference. So yeah, technology has come very far away, which actually reminds me. Speaking of cameras, uh, I to this day I still remember this because when you and I went out for a field trip when we were studying, um, and I saw you like pull out this tiny little camera from your
Yeah,
pocket.
yeah.
This was like in 2003 or four, and it was so impressive. I was like, wow, look at the tiny little camera Bevan just got in his pocket, and I think it was like about, I don't know, 4 megapixels or more. I can,
Yeah, it was a Minolta something. Probably about that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but it was impressive. I mean, those cameras were actually taking pretty decent photos. Do you still have that camera?
Yeah, I do. I'm not sure where it
Nice.
is now, but yeah, it was a really interesting one because it was, yeah, like you say, tiny, but it had a zoom, but the zoom was internal, so nothing would zoom out. It would like have a little prism that would like zoom in time. Like they put heaps of engineering into it. Um,
Yeah,
hmm.
yeah, it's amazing. Um, well, I want to share something. Um, I've got a set of new sound monitors.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to move this way so the viewers can see what the sound monitors look like. I've got these pre-Sonus sound monitors, and the reason I got these is because I do a lot of sound recording, music recording, and to be able to differentiate between different tracks and to adjust the mix, you need proper sound monitors so you can easily differentiate between the bass tracks, the guitar tracks, the drum tracks, the vocal tracks, and create a nice little balance. And especially when you're mastering as well, mastering an audio track, you need to have proper sound systems. And I used to have proper speakers. They used to be called them, I think the model number was CR3 by this company called Mackie. And they were like about the same size. And I used them for a few years and they were pretty good up until last year when I was about to use it one day. I realized that they weren't working. And even though the speakers were switched off, uh, the sides and the back felt really hot.
Mm.
So somehow I think just the current was just constantly going through and it just burned up everything inside, and turns out to be it was just like bad manufacturing because when I looked up on Google, a lot of people were actually complaining about how those speakers were having that particular issue.
Wow.
And so now I've got these PreSonus and I've connected my recording interface directly to these speakers.
Mm.
And yeah, so pretty exciting. Like I do have my special sound monitors that I use uh, to do the mixing, and but
So how do you
sometimes you just want to lean
feel
back.
that, how do sound monitors differ than like normal speakers you'd use for listening to music?
Yeah, so the sound monitors have a specific frequency coming out from the speakers, so you can easily differentiate between how much bass is there, how much guitar is there, how much vocals are there. It'll give you that accurate um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Kind of
It's
accurate
very accurate.
reproduction. Yeah. So
That's
I
right.
think so.
You
So normal
know,
speakers can be like tuned so they sound good, like have more bass or
that's
something.
right.
But those are just
That's right.
accurate. Like they show exactly
Exactly.
what's the music's. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you end up creating the final product, whether it's in a waveform or an MP3 or a CD, whatever, and no matter any device that you're gonna play that song in, it should all sound the same.
Hmm.
And yeah, and that's why you need sound monitors, and this is the reason I got them as well. So yeah, for mixing and mastering. So yeah,
Cool.
that's my latest thing. Yeah, they just arrived today.
Oh wow.
So I had them set up, and I did like a review video as well for my other channel, and yeah, and it's being uploaded. Actually, it's just being rendered on YouTube. So hopefully it'll be live soon. Then you can watch it later.
Post one of those card things.
Well, I can't. I'm keeping this channel completely separate from that, and this is why I'm not even actually mentioning the name. So I'm being very professional here
So
because this is a completely different entity.
with the monitors, do you like burn them in? Like, do you like run through music with them? See if there's any problems. Like, do the I just like there's all these theories about stuff. Like, do the cones have to like be vibrated so much, or are they good to go? Is that just internet rumors?
I don't know anything about it, and to be honest, like um, my audio production is not like a massive professional audio production. It's a pretty much homemade audio production, and so I wouldn't know. All I know is that I am able to create a good mix, and when I play my audio through different devices, it sounds the same,
Mm,
and that's critical. Um, Especially because now, quite recently, I got into mastering. I never used to do that before. I just used to create a mix and just used to let it go. But it makes a huge difference once you master it, and it's actually not that difficult. Um, and especially for somebody like myself who have an ear for, I mean, I'm a sound purist and whatnot. I can tell the difference between these things. So yeah, and that's where sound monitors are gonna come in handy. Like as I said before, like I was using these, but sometimes these are really good for fine tuning. These are sound monitors headphone set,
mm.
and but sometimes you just wanna, after you finish fine tuning, you just wanna lean back and you wanna spatially hear that sound coming through, and that makes a huge difference. Um, and I'm also working on my new album, so
Mm.
I'm literally right now in the pre-production stage, and I just finalized my first track, um, and I'm pretty stoked about it. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Oh, that's
um,
great. Yeah.
yeah, and my plan is this time. So I've got like 8 songs that I've come up with during the lockdown period, actually, and I've recorded them on my phone. And we've talked about this in our first episode of this podcast, and pretty much I'm now working on all of those 8 tracks, and my plan is to once I've finished mastering the whole album, I'm gonna try to promote it on iTunes or Spotify. I'm gonna go big this time.
Mm.
Try to go big. um, you know.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, yeah.
Bandcamp.
So does Bandcamp still
Yeah, I
exist?
bought some music off them a couple of months ago. Yeah,
Oh,
I wanted some
okay.
tracks of New Zealand band Head Like a Hole. Um, I just wanted just 2 tracks, so yeah.
And you couldn't find it on Google Play, or sorry, there's no Google Play. You
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
find them on
well, that's the
iTunes.
thing.
Yeah,
It's gone. So I just like having my own music, so
yeah,
I can stick it on a hard drive and yeah,
yeah. Nice.
all the platforms.
Yes, that's right. I'm looking at the time and we're reaching the 30-minute mark. Is there anything else you would like to talk about, Bevin?
Oh, no, I think that's good for this week.
Cool. Thanks guys for watching our episode 7. And if you're new to our channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We post a new episode every Monday. So see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.